Breaking Liverpool news. 4 huge updates hitting the Reds camp today. First up, Alexander Isak sends a confident message: the belief is there, but we have to work hard on details. Next, Arne Slot expresses concern over Florian Wirtz's fitness. And the drama continues. Salah and Isac could finally click, says Slot, but Liverpool suffer their 3rd straight defeat. Plus, a worrying update on Ibrahima Konate, the centre-back limps off injured. Stay with LFC Transfer Hub tuned as we break down every detail and find out what this means for Liverpool going forward. Like, comment and subscribe for all Liverpool updates. Alexander Isak, the belief is there, we have to work hard on details. The Reds suffered a 3rd consecutive defeat on Saturday as Chelsea scored deep into stoppage time to win the Premier League clash at Stamford Bridge. Cody Gakpo had struck to bring Arne Slot's men level in the second half after Moises Caicedo fired the hosts in front early on, but Estevao pounced in the 96th minute to down the visitors. The result followed losses on the road at Crystal Palace and Galatasaray, with Liverpool now having to wait a fortnight before the next chance to put things right as club action pauses for international fixtures. Isac, who made his 4th start since arriving on deadline day, gave his verdict on the contest with Chelsea and looked ahead to how results can be reversed, speaking to LiverpoolFC.com post-match. On a frustrating end to the game and how he sums up the match. I think we started off pretty badly and we worked our way into the game pretty well. We came out second half and really gave everything to get a result. In the end, it's obviously tough conceding in the last minute like that. On what was said at halftime to try to find a way back into the game. We were speaking about details in our press and also on the ball, the spaces to find to be able to hurt them. I think we created chances enough to score and it just wasn't enough today. On being on the wrong end of late goals recently and how that frustration can be channeled. Yeah, in the same way that winning like this is the best feeling, it's the worst to lose in this type of way. It's pretty normal. We just have to keep working hard, bounce back and get back to winning ways. On whether it is as simple as getting the next win and things will then click and momentum and belief will come. No, I think the belief is there that we can. This team has shown that many times. It's never easy, of course, but hard work and working on details and getting back to our best, we have that belief. On where he feels his fitness is up to now. I feel good, I've been working hard to get back to my best and I'm still working to get to my best form. It was good to play out there again. I was hoping for a different result but we'll keep working. On a clash with Manchester United after the international break. I'm very excited for the whole season ahead. Game by game we have to improve, of course, if we want to achieve the things we want to. But yeah, really excited. Liverpool FC news, Arne Slot concerned about Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz was considered a luxury signing when Liverpool were first linked with him. He's one of the most talented young players on the planet and securing him in the summer was a huge moment for the club. By all accounts, his resume suggests he's going to be generational for us. Attacking midfielders have been lacking on Merseyside recently, with Philippe Coutinho the last real example. However, the Reds have been able to achieve remarkable things without having one. Bringing a player like Wirtz into Arne Slot's side was always going to be a risk, because the midfield already felt pretty balanced. Now he's arrived, issues have followed. It's not quite as straightforward as playing him where Dominic Szoboszlai used to be, and the Dutch head coach has recognized that. If we don't consider the Community Shield, which isn't officially recognized as a competitive fixture, he hasn't got a goal or an assist to his name yet. For a player with 67 goal contributions in his last 94 appearances before joining the Reds, that's really quite dismal. Of course, there is a level of context to his performances which needs to be considered, not least the 22 chances he's created in the 10 matches he's played so far. He is trying to make things happen. But there has been a general disconnect in Liverpool's midfield this season, as the attack is seeing less of the ball, with goals coming from players being clinical in moments. It's polarizing to watch. Pete O'Rourke spoke to the Inside Track podcast at Football Insider and revealed how he feels both Slot and the player will be feeling about the problems that Liverpool are dealing with right now. He said, "There will be a bit of concern. I think there will be concern from Slot and there will be concern from Wirtz as well. He's not the only one struggling for form in that Liverpool team, but obviously his price tag and reputation brings even more scrutiny onto Wirtz. Liverpool need to be patient. They need to let him get used to his new surroundings with a bit of continuity and to get a settled run in the team. He needs a settled position too. Slot needs to work out where his best position is in this Liverpool team and give him time to adjust to their way of playing. The Reds' efforts against Chelsea on Saturday was possibly the best example of just how many problems there are for Slot to deal with. Wirtz failed to really change the game for us, but there were far greater issues at play that also need attention. In reality, it's understandable that he's struggling. In moments, you can see Wirtz's quality really clearly. There was a moment at the start of the second half against Chelsea once he'd been substituted on when he flicked the ball to Salah to get a shot off. Once he's more comfortable, you'd expect more flashy pieces of link-up play to be used and he'll prove to be a major difference maker for us, but right now, we're all quietly concerned about him. Liverpool will have 2 weeks to ponder over their 3 consecutive losses, while the players go out to feature for their international sides. With any luck, Slot will make a tactical breakthrough to get us back on track. For now, however, you feel it's just a matter of waiting until we eventually get it right. Salah and Isac will click, insists Slot after Liverpool slipped to third defeat. Arne Slot insisted that Mohamed Salah and Alexander Isak would develop an understanding in attack, speaking after Liverpool's stoppage time defeat by Chelsea meant they relinquished top spot to Arsenal. Salah and Isac were disappointing as the champions fell to their third successive defeat in all competitions, but Slot is confident that his big-name forwards will improve once they get to know each other. The more they play together, the more they will connect, the Liverpool manager said. You have to work really hard to reach a certain level, and then it's very hard in football because you also play against very good teams to keep that level going. What I mean by that is consistency. But it's clear that we had our changes in the summer. Players came in different moments. Last week there's hardly been any training time. Still, we need to try to bring these players in. If the result would have been better today with a draw or a win, then we would have had a great start to the season if you take into account everything that happened in the summer in Liverpool. Slot, who had to rejig his defense after Ibrahima Konate went off with a thigh injury in the second half, defended Salah's wayward finishing. What I like is that we brought him many times in the position he would like to be in, the Dutchman said. And I would like him to be in because he's shown in his career and since I'm here that in those positions he can score goals. He had many opportunities to do what he's done so often. He's a human being and it's not like every chance he gets is always a goal. We feel sometimes it is because of what he's done last season. Liverpool host Manchester United after the international break, and Slot believes better finishing would have stopped his side from losing at Chelsea and Crystal Palace. In both games we've created more chances than the team we have faced, but the truth is that we have only scored once in both games and our opponent has scored twice, he said. Chelsea led through Moises Caicedo's early goal and it seemed they would have to settle for a point when Cody Gakpo equalized. But Enzo Maresca's side moved up to sixth when Estevão Willian, the Brazilian teenager, popped up in the 95th minute to score his first goal in English football. Estevão's intervention sparked wild scenes and led to Maresca receiving a second yellow card for his celebrations. Chelsea's head coach will serve a touchline ban when his team visit Nottingham Forest. Willy Caballero, Maresca's assistant, was left to conduct post-match media duties. He's okay, Caballero said of Maresca. He cannot be here because of the red card. He wanted me to praise the players because of the effort they have done today. We deserved the victory because of the chances we created. Arne Slot issues Ibrahima Konate injury update as centre-back limps off in Liverpool defeat. Arne Slot has confirmed that Ibrahima Konate felt something in his quad as Liverpool face a potential injury crisis at centre-back following defeat to Chelsea. The France international limped off early in the second half of the 2-1 defeat at Stamford Bridge, with Ryan Gravenberch dropping into defence from holding midfield. Slot said that he would have made that change anyway as Liverpool chased an equaliser at Chelsea, but the head coach revealed he was forced to make it earlier than planned. Konate's injury will ring alarm bells after Liverpool missed out on the deadline day signing of Crystal Palace's Mark Guéhi and went into the season with Virgil van Dijk, Konate and Joe Gomez as established options in defence. Liverpool did sign a centre-back in 18-year-old Giovanni Leone, but the Italian suffered a serious knee injury on his debut against Southampton in the Carabao Cup and is expected to be out for a year. Slot's side do not play again until they welcome Manchester United following the international break, so there is time for Konate to recover. Slot also hinted that his substitution was precautionary. "I don't know if it is a big injury," Slot told Sky Sports. "He limped a little bit. I asked him and he felt his quad. It was a substitution I already had in mind because the right centre-back had a lot of ball possession and we needed to create from that position. Ryan is quite good at that. It might be okay that he went off early enough." Slot added to Match of the Day, "Not 100% sure if he's injured, he felt his quad, and if a player feels his quad when he's running then alarm bells go on for me. If the game had gone on like this I would have taken him off later anyway because we needed Ryan in that position. The main reason was he felt his quad, but we wanted Ryan in that position at 1-0. That worked well with us being dominant in that part of the game." Konate had started next to Van Dijk in Liverpool's defeats at Crystal Palace and Galatasaray. Slot had rotated much of his team between the three games, but he did not do so at centre-back, with Slot admitting that was a risk. "If I rotate against Gala, people complain I rotate," he said. "It is a risk." Konate played 3 games in 8 days. That is the balance you need to find. Playing a tough game against Palace, you need strong defenders. When you play Chelsea away, you also need strong centre-backs. After the goal, we took the risk to play a midfielder at the back. Konate has been called up to the France squad for the international break, but that may change depending on the severity of the injury.